Hi, this is Luke for Production Expert, and this is comparing the settings made by an AI compressor with manual settings. I'm going to do that for a drum bus, for some vocals, and then finally on a master. So here's my track with no compression. It sounds like this.
Burning down this place with a funky soul vibe. Ain't no other space when you're part of this tribe.
So here are my drums, first without compression and then with. Now I've dialed in a little bit more compression than I would use ordinarily just so that you can really hear its effect. So I've gone for about 6 dB of gain reduction, 2.5 to 1 on the ratio, fairly soft knee as well, so I'm getting the onset of compression just below the threshold as well. And then my attack setting is there just to let that transient get slightly pinched and through, followed by release, just to get the required amount of bounce. And now I'm going to instantiate an AI compressor, in this case Smart Comp2 from Sonible. So the first thing I need to do is tell it what the actual aim is. So I'm doing a drum bus, then I just need to play the audio in and hit learn. And if we compare that with my conventional compressor, we can see that Smart Comp2 has gone for some broadly similar settings, so slightly lower ratio. The attack, as we can see here, it's definitely letting through a lot more of the transient information there, but also a release. So if I just turn off auto, and okay, so the settings are actually quite similar. So this is manually set compression. And this is the AI compression with the threshold pulled down to give me a similar amount of gain reduction. Okay, so moving on to vocals. So first uncompressed.
Burning down this place with a funky soul vibe.
And then here's the compression that I dialed in myself.
Burning down this place with a funky soul vibe. Ain't no other space when you're part of this tribe.
Now this time I've gone for a slightly higher ratio, and I've also increased the knee size as well because I want this compression to be a little bit less severe and maybe a bit more transparent. And this time I want everything to get caught, including the consonants. And the release, I've set that just to complement the phrasing as well. So I'll instantiate Smart Comp. Let's bypass my manual compressor. Go up here.
Burning down this place with a funky soul vibe. Ain't no other space when you're part of this tribe. Burning down this place with a funky soul vibe. Ain't no other space when you're part of this tribe.
Okay, and when we compare those to the manually set up compressor, it's a little bit lighter on the ratio, but interestingly, the parameterization isn't a million miles away. Okay, so let's compare the two. This is my manually set up compressor.
Burning down this place with a funky soul vibe. Ain't no other space when you're part of this tribe.
Compared with my AI compressor.
Burning down this place with a funky soul vibe. Ain't no other space when you're part of this tribe.
Quite similar sounding results there. Okay, so finally some mixed compression. So this is without and with.
Burning down this place with a funky soul vibe. Ain't no other space when you're part of this tribe. Burning down this place with a funky soul vibe. Ain't no other space when you're part of this tribe.
So this time I've gone for a higher ratio. This is more to kind of work a little bit higher up on the louder parts of the signal. So about 4:1 on the ratio. Again, slightly slower attack just to let some transients through, help give it some pop. And the release is set, again, just to give me the kind of bounce and feel that I'm looking for. So again, I'm going to bypass that and bring in Smart Comp.
Burning down this place with a funky soul vibe. Ain't no other space when you're part of this tribe.
So when we compare my manually set up mix bus compression with Smart comp2, we can see that they are two entirely different approaches really. Okay, so this is my manually set up compressor.
Burning down this place with a funky soul vibe. Ain't no other space when you're part of this tribe.
And this is Smart comp2 settings adjusted to give the same amount of gain reduction, or thereabouts.
Burning down this place with a funky soul vibe. Ain't no other space when you're part of this tribe.
So that is comparing the settings made by an AI compressor with those manual settings made on a conventional comp. To find out more and to read our full article, head over to the Production Experts blog.